Coach, what was your overall feeling about the game against Louisiana Tech?
Well, I think that our players played incredibly hard, and they really played passionate, and kind of had that, attitude about them that they wanted to go out and do something special. And I think that existed, early in the game. You saw just the way that we came out of the locker room and played well. I think, La Tech played extremely good, and they put constant pressure on us. And so over the course of the game, I think we struggled keeping pace with them on the scoreboard. But I was proud of our guys, and I know that we can play better. I feel like maybe we had played better the week before against Texas Tech. But, you got to come out every ball game, score 0-0 when you start, and you got to make it happen that particular day, and we didn't get it done, so that's disappointing. But, when we play hard and our kids play as a tight unit, I'm always going to be proud of them for that.
Yeah, there were a lot of positive things that came out of the game. One thing that I seem to notice is the high-scoring games that we're having. We continue to be just like chipping at the glass. And sooner or later it has to break. Playing these past three non-conference FBS opponents, what do you see for the future going into Eastern Kentucky?
Well, I think that the thought when we scheduled these three games, of course, one was scheduled 4 years ago against North Texas, but the Texas Tech and the La Tech game were scheduled in late August, and that was really an answer to teams that were not playing that were on our schedule, and we were just simply trying to fill out 11-game schedule. And then, of course, when the Southland Conference decided not to play, it left us with these three games in a contract. So we try to look at it and say, how do we make the month of September, playing maybe arguably one of the toughest strength of schedules for any team in the nation, the month of September. How do we make it a win? And obviously, we want to go out there in every ball game. You work hard to win on the scoreboard, and we didn't get that done. But I know we're improved as a program, and I know that we're toughened up. I think we've learned how to play faster, which is a concept that it's hard to learn that until you play fast teams that make you play, really unbridled. And so I think, there are things that will come through playing three schools like we did that will only make us better as a program. And fortunately, this week against Eastern Kentucky, a FCS school in our division, I'm hoping that a large part of what we've learned can really be seen in this week's game.
What do you think the lesson is that you're teaching your players by continuing to persevere in this season, even when your conference, the Southland Conference, isn't competing, but the HBU Huskies are competing? What message are you trying to send to them?
Well, I think that, life is full of adversity. There are things in life that, unfortunately are not fair, and lives are impacted in so many different ways. And, I'm reminded that there are families that, because of the COVID virus, have been, significantly affected through this. And then others, maybe loss of jobs and other things that just this year, 2020, has put great, struggle and challenge to us in our society. And so I think for us as a football program, it's for coaches to have opportunities to impact our guys' life. I think that the game of football is a microcosm of life in many ways. And if you get knocked down, you get back up. If you're struggling, if you have a bad play against you, you put it in the rearview mirror and you move on. And I think that if anything that we can take away from 2020 will be that, HBU showed up and we played. And I could be more proud. The so few numbers of tested positive cases of COVID can be counted on one hand of over 100 football players. And those testing have taken place multiple times a week over the last 8 weeks. And it's just, in many ways I feel like it's God's favor that we've stayed healthy. And our goal is to have an impact in our guys' life, certainly on the scoreboard, to teach them the game of football, but to make them great men, to have their faith in the Lord at the center of what we do in the program. But all the while, we're trying to build toughness. We're trying to build great sons, great future husbands, and future dads, so that the lives that are impacted through this program have both a eternal and while we're here on earth making a difference, to be significant in people.
Right. I mean, so like in the long run, I mean, the end game is a lot bigger than football.
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, it's the double win we talk about. You know, it's winning on the school board and winning in life, and then winning in our spiritual life, and then winning in just, you know, being a man of character. And you can't separate the two. And fortunately, football gives us a real passionate desire with a bunch of 20-year-old guys to play the game that, as coaches, our voice is loud enough to be heard. And when we're trying to challenge them about things other than the game of football. So it's no doubt, you know, wins and losses will fade in time, but the one thing that does not fade is a life that's been changed.